Crypto is on the rise, making that dough in the crypto paradigm. Watching it go, buying low, selling high. Riding the wave, I'm here to stay, living in the digital age. No banks, no fees, just decentralized. It's crypto paradise. Ooh. No banks, no fees, no more 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Crypto is on the rise, making that dough in the crypto paradigm. Just decentralized. It's crypto paradise. Ooh. No banks, no fees, no more 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Crypto is on the rise, making that dough in the crypto paradigm. Just decentralized. It's crypto paradise. Ooh. No banks, no fees, no more 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Crypto is on the rise, making that dough in the crypto paradigm. Just decentralized. It's crypto paradise. Ooh. No banks, no fees, no more 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Crypto is on the rise, making that dough in the crypto paradigm. Just decentralized. It's crypto paradise. Ooh. No banks, no fees, no more 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Crypto is on the rise, making that dough in the crypto paradigm. Just decentralized.
Oh, I got a few stories up. So
it's crypto paradise. Ooh.
And then I want to roll into the cancellation.
No banks, no
recently,
fees, no more 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Crypto is on the rise, making that dough in the crypto paradigm. Buying low, selling high.
Yeah,
decentralized. It's crypto paradise. Ooh. No
And let's go. What's going on, Crypto Paradise fam and my fellow surfers? It has been a minute since we have been here live with you. I think probably 2 weeks now since I made it on here.
Since you made it, yeah, you're on that Asian time.
Yeah,
Messes everything
and
up.
there's a
Traveling,
conference last week.
conference, losing your voice. But hopefully that means more alpha from you. Hopefully that means more benefits to surf token holders. And hopefully that means more good gems coming to Crypto Paradise.
Absolutely. We lost your screen share there, Nick. If you want to share that again, I'll get it back up. But yeah, a great conference. And very bullish. It was supposed to be a small conference just here in Vietnam. Didn't think a whole lot about it. However, one of the better conferences I've been to. I was at Token, a month or so ago, whatever, in Dubai. It was supposed to be one of the biggest conferences in the world. And there was no projects there. It was like 80% of the people you met were market makers, smart contract auditors, freaking KOLs, the worst. So like there wasn't a lot of projects, which it was, bearish number one, because no one for us to meet and work with. But bearish two, like you don't want to see a market where people aren't building, people aren't, putting new projects out there. So it was really great to see last week. It was a Solana-based conference. A few other chains showed up, but ton of great projects. There. Hopefully we'll be getting some of them on, doing some collabs and bringing some new potential alpha to you guys. Some of them are more established projects already, but would still be great to get on and do some collabs with them. Get some new audience, some new eyes on Crypto Paradise on Surf. Speaking of eyes on Crypto Paradise and Surf, shout out. We got almost 50 people. We're 7 minutes in, and 6 of that was the timer. So 50 people already watching the live stream. Welcome everybody. These live streams have been getting busier and busier. I think the last couple of weeks, even before we signed off, over 300 people tuned in. I think, what was it, 2 weeks ago? We had more people watching than Coin Bureau, or was it Cointelegraph? We're live at the same time as them, and about halfway through the live stream, we surpassed them in active live viewers. So shout out Crypto Paradise. I think that goes to show what kind of community we have and what kind of alpha we've been bringing, which is something we're going to talk about today. Before we get into that, though, Hellman, I'm going to turn it over to you. Give us a quick market recap. We've been absolutely ripping the last couple days.
Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin V-shaped recovery, just like the stock market has, and now at near 109.9, 110,000 right here. Slightly green on the day. The CPI information just came out. Market expectations were that CPI would be 2.5%. We came in at 2.4%. So although inflation is ticking up again at 2.4%, according to the government numbers, it is still lower than what the expectation was. That's why I think we're seeing some strength here in Bitcoin, holding in, no big volatility. And if we look here at, say, the NASDAQ, what's the NASDAQ doing? NASDAQ is break even for the day, slight green, 0.08%. So 18 basis points higher. Again, beat expectations, so no major downside volatility. That's what people were worried about. Obviously, no green candles here because you barely beat it. Inflation is still ticking up. The other big news that I think is affecting the market is Trump posted on Truth Social that unofficially they have closed the deal with China on tariffs. And, this is actually laying out percentages, 55% tariff for them, 55% tariff for us, 10% tariff for them. And I guess the final signature that's needed is from their president. So getting pretty close on that. Another bullish thing, if that officially gets bookmarked, that will be good as well.
Yeah, and I think a bit of what's helping boost this comeback, this V-shaped recovery here, there's really not a lot of reason for that huge dump other than Elon and Trump arguing. But in the past, we've seen how influential both Elon and Trump can be in the markets. I mean, last cycle, Elon made a single tweet, or maybe it was when he stopped accepting Bitcoin for Tesla, and the market dumped like 30% in like a day. So I don't know if it's a good sign that maybe we only dropped 10% with the Elon Trump debacle last weekend. That then we're recovering so fast now that that's all kind of been swept under the rug. But I think it's a good sign how strong this market is. Now, the big question, the title of our video today is range or rip. So we came right up to that, about 110, 112K range there where we, saw the all-time high, bounced back down to 100K. Now we're back up at the kind of the top of the range there. What are you feeling for this summer? I kind of get mixed opinions on all my TA friends and the channels I follow. Some people say, hey, check out the jam barometer charts. We're supposed to be ripping throughout the summer. Normally we don't rip in the summer. Summers are kind of quiet. Other guys are saying, no, we're settling into a nice coiled range here, which is what I'm hoping for. I don't know which we're going to get. I think if we go coiling and range throughout the summer, we see a very explosive second half of this year. But what are you seeing right now? Which side of the camp are you on?
Well, a couple things. First of all, this is the Elon Trump dump here, and we did an impromptu live show saying that they were going to make up and things would resolve. Well, they've already come out and done that. Elon just posted out a tweet that said, hey, I went a little hard yesterday. Some things I didn't really mean, blah, blah, blah. Trump has already come back and said, hey, keeping the Tesla, hope Elon the best, and we're still working with Doge. So just want you to know we predicted that, and that's what has saved you from panic selling at 100,000, and now we're at 109. Also, I will say some of the people who remain bearish on Bitcoin in the future were the same ones down here around 78,000, 79,000 that said we were going to 65, and they got caught holding the big old bag of dirty fiat because when did you get long? You didn't really have a chance here, have you? The technical analysis that I've been sharing, I don't really have a prospect on timing of the summer, but you have downside support around 96,000 that is ticking up the longer we stay above it, and then overhead resistance is like 118 to 120. But now that this is kind of flagging out, this overhead resistance is extending to like 120 to 122 if you're just looking at this overhead line. So I personally would like Bitcoin to range, but tick to the upside because it still seems like we're in the market cycle. If Bitcoin goes down like this, it drags everything. So if we can range here and just keep ticking up higher, get the excitement, oh, another new all-time high above 112, that invalidates a lot of the bears. And I think that allows Ethereum to keep running. And right now, ETH is outperforming Bitcoin and working on sending our altcoins higher. So I'm in the camp that we're still in a bullish formation here. I don't mind a range. I would like to see a break above 112 just to invalidate the bears and allow ETH to keep having that headway and keep breathing here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the alts are getting a little bit of a breather, catching up a little bit. I don't know that we're ready for all-time highs just yet, but excuse me, the market's definitely looking really good. And all the macro news is getting more and more bullish. I mean, we've been covering for, well, really since January. Every single week we've had stories of new institutional investment, new major top 500 Fortune 500 companies coming into crypto, whether they're doing a MicroStrategy scheme or they're buying spot. We're seeing nation states after nation state, sovereign wealth funds. Like that hasn't stopped. And this week we got more stories, exact same stuff going on. Big news we'll be talking about with the SEC and DeFi. So overall, the macro picture is getting better and better. Every single time we get a new CPI print come in, we're getting closer to a rate cut. FOMC is next week. I doubt we're going to get a rate cut next week. I think the Kalshi or the Poly markets is at like 97% no rate cut. And I think they're probably right on that. But the rate cuts are going to come at some point. They're going to start printing money again. We just saw the big, beautiful bill. I don't care if it's fully passed or if it still might get shut down. But if that thing goes through, like they're going to have to turn on the money printers. There's no way they can pass that bill and not turn on the money printers. So going to be interesting to see. I don't see any real big macro outside of a black swan that's going to kill this market anytime soon.
Yeah, and I mean, we look here at Ethereum. This is the overhead downtrend line that we've been beating a dead horse every live show for a month now almost. And we finally broke above it, and we need to see an influx of volume because right now the volume parameters are pretty similar to these resistance, like when it got rejected here. So yeah, it's great we broke above it, but I don't even mind a retest down here at 2650, and then we need to see an influx of volume higher than what we've been seeing on these recent rallies, more similar to this over here. And that will give us bigger upside objectives. 3,100 is a target number one, and something like 4,235 and a new high for Ethereum for the cycle move if the breakout continues. And this was on talking about Ethereum starting to outperform Bitcoin, starting to break out, hopefully catching up. And this could all be a big bull flag. Here's your flagpole, and that's how you get to the 4,235. So nothing crazy there. People are like, oh my God, 4,200 ETH, are you nuts? It's like that's less than a 2x for Ethereum that has institutional money pouring into it, that has the SEC saying that staking isn't related to securities. And now if you start offering these spot ETF holders dividend yield for holding that on a risk on asset, wow, that's a no-brainer for BlackRock to sell because that means they can make even more fees off your back. If there's a 5% dividend yield, they give you 3, they keep 2, plus they charge you fees on the AUM for the Ethereum spot ETF. That is like an institution's dream right there on a risk on asset that has massive upside potential.
Absolutely. And one of the stories we're going to cover today is exactly that. BlackRock buying Ethereum right now. We talked, I think, 2 weeks ago, or maybe it was on one of the other live streams. The shift inflows on Bitcoin were actually down and ETH were actually up for BlackRock. People speculating on if they're going to join the bandwagon of going long on ETH for the rest of the cycle versus Bitcoin. And, kind of getting on that Ethereum strategic reserve hype train that we talked about 2 weeks back. Any other major charts you wanted to cover here yet?
I guess before we get in the news, we'll just pull up the surf chart because I mean that's only up 23,000% in a month. So yeah, we launched the Surf utility token as part of the Crypto Paradise brand, kind of a utility token for Crypto Paradise. Some amazing token economics. You can see here that 2.03% of the total supply has already been burnt automatically. There was 100 million to start. Now it's at 97.97. That's pretty cool. Screenshot that. Holders 752. Last time we were on here talking about it, we were at like 652. So picked up another holders. And what do you know? Price has rallied from the big buy zone once again back to a $3 million market cap on the back of some strength from Ethereum, Pulse Chain, and some of the other altcoins that we have liquidity bonding with. So an amazing thing going on over there. 3 million is still a deal. I've been saying under 1 million was a steal. That was these three official buys given live on Twitter, Discord, everywhere. Under 10 million is a deal, and under 100 million is chill, because the way the math works, if Pulse Chain has any kind of success, if Pulse Chain does a 10x, a 25x, then Surf should, by the math, due to liquidity bonding, achieve a $100 million market cap and beyond, depending on how many Surf tokens we burn here. Also, don't forget, you get passive income simply for holding. So a meme coin, a meme utility project that pays you just to hold. That's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. If you want to find out more about that, join our Telegram community group. It's pinned at the top of our X page there. A lot of good stuff going on in there. We've got chats about the mini app. We got chats about upcoming videos. We got chats about the general community chat. Lots of good alpha going in there. And if if you accumulate 200,000 Surf tokens, you get into the Crypto Paradise DAO, or the Surf DAO. DAO holders get to decide what we can do with the DAO funds. They help kind of steer the road for the roadmap for the Surf token. And there's a lot of other great benefits with potential opportunities to get into pre-sales, to get into things like the Frontier Fund, which we're going to cover here in a little bit. And a whole bunch of other benefits, including our in-person events. The first one coming up in Tulum, Mexico, at a beautiful resort down there. It's going to be October, November this year sometime. More details will come out on that as we get a little bit closer. But the DAO is a lot of OGs in there, a lot of very intelligent investors, a lot of good alpha going on in there, talking about investment opportunities, pre-sales, and a whole bunch of other stuff there. You want to click over to the tokenomics real quick? Yeah, so the Surf token, if you're not familiar with it, we have a 5% tax on all buys, sells, and transactions, or transfers, and how that breaks down. 0.5% automatically added to LPs pools. Make sure the token stays nice and liquid and continues to grow those pools. 1% rewards or kickback just for holding. You don't need to stake it, just passive hold it, and you're getting rewards in your wallet every single day. 1.5% goes to that DAO wallet. Now, and just since we've launched just a little over a month ago, I think all total we're at like almost $50,000 has been put into that. The first like 25,000 of that we did Surf buybacks and then allocated that to additional LP pools, not just on Surf and X, but a variety of other our partnership tokens. I think Hat, Emmett, King, Pulse X. What else am I missing here? We got a ton of great LP
Pulse Chain, INC, and Hex. You're really trying to bolster up the LPs with all the blue chips on Pulse Chain, and then also create strategic LPs with projects that we think can do very well, or they're doing collaborations with us. So like Teddy Takeover, Top Hat you mentioned, Emit Farms you mentioned, which is, we'll talk about that. That was a DAO alpha gem that's up 5 or 6x right now, and others. So, things are going well over there, and hopefully we can continue to do so. Like you said, 45,000 of it has already been voted. All 45,000 we use to buy back Surf and add to various LPs. The DAO already has over $5,000 built up once again just in the past week, and the market is heating up. So, if there's a dip, that's probably a DAO vote. Hey, let's use those DAO funds to buy the dip and add to more LP or burn more Surf tokens.
Yeah, absolutely. The remainder, 0.5% is automatic buy and burn. Another 0.5%, again, going to the Pulse X LP, and then 1% to no expectation wallet. So it is the nice thing with this, we fair launched this, And this is the way that we could do a fair launch without, as founders, having to try and snipe a bunch of liquidity or save a bunch of put a percentage of the tokenomics for the team and stuff like that. This allows because it's generating automatic rewards and we have the DAO wallet. It makes it a very sustainable model for the token, and we're trying to add more and more utilities each and every day. Again, if you want to be a part of that DAO, you can help vote on how we add more utilities to the Surf token and how we manage those DAO funds there. So, but yeah, launched at 11K market cap. We're up over, I think our all-time high was 3.6 million, back up above 3 million now. I don't even know what the multiple is on that, but it's a hell of a lot.
Yeah, it's massive. Before we move on to the next news topics, because we don't want to bore you guys with Surf, because a lot of you guys know about it. Here's what I'm talking about. If you go to like Dex Tools and paste in the contract address, it ends in one bed because you go to bed and you wake up to green candles each and every day. Well, what do you know? This is liquidity web. So everybody's like, oh, 3 million with 176,000 liquidity. That's pretty solid. No. There's much more than that. Paste it in. That's just with PLS. You can see 65,000 with PLSX, 33,000 with X, 21,000 with Ink, 21,000 with Hex, 21,000 with Hex, 16, 13, and the list goes on. And we even have a benevolent whale who has a $29,000 liquidity pool with Surf and wrapped Bitcoin. Wow. That's the only one on here that isn't a project wallet. Surf and wrap Bitcoin. A whale decided to put up $30,000 in that pool to drive more volume, because this volume provides what? More economic power for Surf and the Surf token holders. So that's a high conviction whale right there, because we assume that Surf will keep outperforming wrap Bitcoin.
And the main reason we chose to launch this on Pulse Chain is because of the liquidity webs that this creates. So when those projects pump, it helps create more volume for Surf, which helps pump the Surf token itself. Again, there's calculators out there you can look at to show, if Pulse Chain goes to, X market cap, what does that do to, the liquidity web pools like it will for Surf, and you can see the multiples that it can do. So outside of the meme speculation side of the Surf token, we've got the liquidity side, we've got the automatic rewards, we've got the DAO, and all the other utilities, as we mentioned. Distribution for rewards, opportunities and pre-sales and investment opportunities, et cetera, et cetera. So if you want to find out more about that, like I said, jump on over into the community group there, stack up those bags, hit 200K. We've got an app built now, a bot that will automatically, you can connect your wallet, it'll automatically add you into the DAO group and monitor to make sure your holdings are in there to keep that DAO group exclusive for the top holders there. So right on, guys. 105 people in viewers 20 minutes into the live stream here. What's going on, everyone? Thank you very much for joining us. Give us a like, give us a retweet. Make sure you're subscribed and following us, doing all the things that help the algorithm. We appreciate it, and it helps out the entire community and lets us be able to give more rewards back to everybody. All right. Well, cool. Before we get into the news, first thing I wanted to cover today is I wanted to go over a bit of the kind of some of the calls we've had recently, because we have had a ton of bangers in just the last few weeks. Obviously, early this year, back in kind of like August through the end of the 2024, I think we had, I don't know how many 3 to 5s. We had multiple 10x calls. We had a 30x call, and the biggest one I think was Kai with a 40x for the crypto paradise community. Last couple months here, been back on a heater again. This first one here, Fuck 9 to 5 community, been here us talk about them a lot. We've been doing live streams. Got another live stream this Friday with these guys. We called the FCK 9 to 5 token at, I believe, right around like 300K.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right around 300,000.
And where are we sitting right now? 3.2 million. Easy, clean 10x. All-time high was 4.5 million. So absolutely a beautiful looking chart, just climbing the stairs up there. The community is very cool. One of the reasons we like to work with these guys is that like their ethos aligns so well with the crypto paradise ethos. Not only is it just a meme coin, but this community, like the guys that built this token, they embody the ethos of getting out of that 9 to 5. All these guys have left their day jobs and are full-time crypto, living their dream life. That's what it's all about at Crypto Paradise as well. We always talk about our goal is to help educate you and bring you alpha so that you can live your dream life too, whether that's sitting on the beach, hanging at home, working from home with the family, whatever that looks like for you. So the Fuck 9 to 5 community is a great place to get started. It's a bunch of like-minded people all trying to achieve the same goals, helping each other out, sharing alpha, not just about projects to invest in, but how to invest, teaching each other about different strategies, whether that's trading, whether that's pre-sales, whether that's yield farming, all the different opportunities that are out there with crypto. That's what they're trying to help their community learn is how to make your own way in the world here and get out of the rat race.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a great fit. They reached out to us, and they like that our mantra is embracing leaving the 9 to 5 for financial freedom. And, there's this fuck 9 to 5. So they're a little more crude than us. We got the more chill vibes, the beach vibes, but it works well together. And, it launched a couple days before the surf token launched. So this has been a hell of a month for the Crypto Paradise DAO group and the Crypto Paradise community, watching fuck 9 to 5 go from 300,000 to 3.5 million, watching surf token go from 11,000 to now over 3 million again. And, things are just getting started. Fuck 9 to 5 does have support, not only from Crypto Paradise, we got in at 300,000, but they've had support from Superman right around 400,000. They've had support from B Roots right around a $2 million market cap, support from ENH right around a $2 million market cap. So it seems like the cult is growing, and more KOLs and influencers are kind of coming in for the cult, for the mantra, for the vision, and of course for the price performance. And a lot of these aren't paid KOLs or paid influencers. That's why they're posting about it. It just resonates with them. It's just a crude, funny thing to do. Everybody likes to go outside, wear your fuck 9 to 5 shirt. Somebody asks what it is, and it's like, it is what it is. FCK is fuck. 9 to 5 is you schlepping away in your cubicle every day, and I get to be here on the beach.
Yeah, definitely check out. You can, if you go on their on their website, they got a cool merch store if you want to pick up any of the hoodies, hats, stickers, whatever that happens to be. And they have tons of, one of the things I love, when you can tell you have a really strong communities when you get user generated content. Like if you go into any of their posts, you're gonna almost always see, people posting their own stuff in here, making their own memes, all that kind of stuff. So big shout out to that community. And again, if you got in early with us on our first call, you're up over 10x. So shout out to the Crypto Paradise and the Surf fam for getting in on another early alpha banger here. And again, you can see the support from the community here in that chart. That's looking pretty healthy if you ask me.
Yeah, while the market until yesterday was essentially down and to the right, Ethereum and Solana were sideways, dormant, and that thing was just ripping.
Yeah. So between we had Surf, obviously, FCK 9 to 5, and then this right here. Go check out this video here. We covered a little more in depth what it's all about, but we offered about a month ago now the very first exclusive DAO investment opportunity. This is with the Frontier Fund. As always, guys, we don't provide any financial advice on this page. We're here to provide education, alpha, and then give you opportunities to make decisions for yourself. But this was exclusive for the DAO members. To join, you needed 200,000 tokens to get into round 1. You're gonna need 400,000 tokens to get into round 2, which will be opening for DAO, our DAO holders, the Surf DAO, in about a month. Typically what they do is you commit your funds, and it's a 2-month lockup, and they're going to be trading with those funds. It's a very aggressive fund. It's a target of 2% a day. And so far, there's only been a couple days where they haven't hit that. Most days they're exceeding that by 2, sometimes 4x in there. And this is the result. The fund has doubled in just 22 days. We'll be getting our first payout at the end of the first month here. And most people are looking at, massive gains on what they put into this fund. Again, if they're as they're targeting 2%, it is a very high risk, high reward kind of situation. Definitely not for everybody. You really need to do your own research on this fund if it's something you want to consider joining. But again, if you have questions on it, join the Crypto Paradise community. We have people in there chatting about it all the time. In the DAO group, once you join the DAO group, we have a specific channel specifically for the daily updates on the Frontier Fund and people talking about what's going on there. So again, another amazing opportunity. I don't know what that works out to. If you're making 2x in under a month, what does that work out to in a year? Pretty damn good gains. Definitely not something you're going to be seeing in the stock markets.
Yeah, and the Frontier Fund so far, based on the historical data, is proving to be a good, round out for a portfolio. Essentially, you can put a portion of your portfolio. I think the minimum investment was 5,000. Plus, you need the Surf token holdings to kind of even get access to that because there is a limited amount of spots. Understand the more spots they take in, the more money they take in, the harder it is for them to manage the fund. But it's an actively traded low leverage fund, meaning it's doing between 1x to 3x leverage trades, primarily on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and the large caps because they have the biggest liquidity pools. And it's being actively managed based on AI algorithms, trading platforms, and a group of traders who are kind of monitoring that 24/7. It seems they are managing risk with very close stop losses. If they're going short, they have a stop loss right above their position. If they're going long, they have a stop loss right below. And, sometimes you can get chopped up when you do that, but it seems like they're making it work. It's working out well. the combination they're doing. Hopefully they don't try to do too much, because their goal of 2% a day, like you said, is producing a double up in your position in 22 days. So I think everybody's happy with that. The first payout happens after 30 days, and then every 60 days is a new phase where new investors can come in. Again, if you want to be a new investor, or if you're a current investor and want to add more, you're going to need 400,000 surf. If you're a current investor and you don't want to add any more, you're already locked in, you're OG'd in, so you just need to maintain a 200,000 surf balance. That's how it's going to work. They're collabing with us. They're working with us to make it a surf token utility. And so far, it's working out very well for the community. And I guess the last one, I don't know if you have it up, but we also gave a alpha call on Emit Farms. I have the chart up here, and that's breaking out once again.
Let me go ahead and flip over here to your chart. Yep, here we go. We got Emit up.
So we gave a call down here. You had 12 hours to react in the Dow group, between 49 cents to 56 cents. And it got bloomy. It ran up to $2.50, reconsolidated to 130, made this bull flag, which guess what? Yesterday I hopped on a live show that Emit was doing with another Pulse Chain community. I said, hey, I got time. They sent me the link. I got in there. I shared it on Twitter. I even retweeted it on the Crypto Paradise account and said, guys, live on air, this looks like a bull flag and looks like it wants to break out and go above $3. And what do you know? This morning waking up, is this right? Oh, $2.86. It looks like the Hitman's right again. And now the Dow members are up 471% on the trade in just 10 days. So congratulations again to the Surf Dow members. And, do you want to trade this? What do you want to do with it? That's up to you. The nice thing about Emit Farms is they're a DeFi platform on Pulse Chain that allows farming. And right now there is a Surf and Emit pair. So you can pair your Surf and Emit together, earning 200% APR in more Emit tokens. Well, then you can either sell the Emit tokens, or you can do what I'm doing, what I recommended to our community. Take the Emit tokens, put it into their single-sided staking, because the single-sided staking pays out in stable coins generated from their volume, similar to how our volume produces burns. Theirs provides yield for the holders. And then when you get the stable coins, guess what? You don't have to sell your Surf. You don't have to sell your Emit. You got stable coins. I'm using at least half of my rewards to buy more Surf to support the floor, and the other half I'm buying for PLS. PLS is the native tax token of Pulse Chain, and if I have real life bills or I need some income, then I'm just taking it out of that reward pool as well. So it's a way to get monthly income. It's a way to support your favorite project by buying every day. And again, the APRs are juiced, and we are in around 50 cents, and this thing just ripped again to $2.86. $2.80 right now as we're live.
Nice little 5x there. Yeah, that's four massive calls for the Crypto Paradise community, the Surf community here just the last month. They call him the Hitman. Most people think that's like the Hitman, like assassin, but they call him the Hitman because he does nothing but put out hit after hit after hit with his calls.
There we go. And again, right. How do we get these alpha? Is we have a follower base. We all have our individual followers, and I got Learn Crypto, and I got a private group. But Crypto Paradise has built a name for itself in the broader community, and especially over in Pulse Chain. And projects are reaching out to us, wanting to collab. That allows us to do some due diligence, pick ones that are willing to provide utility and value to Surf and the Surf holders, and then we get good entries on their projects. As we know, marketing is coming. We know what the roadmap is coming. We know it's going to support the Surf price, so we want to support it as well.
Absolutely. Well, let's hop into some news here. We already talked about this a little bit earlier, but President Trump announcing that they are finalizing a trade deal with China. We've said for the last few months, the big things holding us back right now from going on the massive bull run into this super cycle here, which is, the longer we go sideways and range this summer, the more I think the likelihood of seeing a super cycle is. But one of the big things we said, tariffs and trade war needs to get fixed. Canada's sorted. Europe is sorted. China is the last big kind of question mark out there. It looks like that's about to get sorted. The last two kind of pieces that we talked about needing to fall were rate cuts and money printing and settling of these conflicts in the Middle East and in Russia, Ukraine there. So, slowly checking those boxes. Thought we were going to get close. Looked like we were going to get close with the war ending between Ukraine and Russia. Unfortunately, not only for the markets, but especially for the human element over there, the humanitarian element, that is looking like it is not going to happen. So, prayers for everybody over in that area. Hopefully we see a peaceful resolution to that soon. But checking the boxes here when it comes to tariffs. Hopefully an official announcement from